Hello everyone, my name is Roy Cornwall. It's 11 o'clock, August the 21st, which is a Wednesday, 2024. Now, I have said to you guys in the past, twice, matter of fact, that this is the last story, right, on the Bigfoot and the Dragon. But, um, we're talking about Bigfoots and dragons here. I mean, in my world, yeah, I would have been right, but in their world, there's always something happening. I don't know. I just want to tell you guys, uh, bring you guys right. I wasn't good. Carol told me not to say this to anybody, keep it private, right? But I gotta say this. I can't leave you guys hanging too much, right? So, Carol and I are living in a 10-story apartment building on the top floor. She's at one end of the building and I'm at the other, right? I couldn't get an apartment next to her so we could share baby easily, right? So baby'd have to come out of her apartment, up across the top of the roof, down into my apartment. Usually at 4 in the morning. People are complaining about all the noise, right? So I'm saying to Carol, I said, Carol, this isn't going to work, us staying here. Bringing baby into our world is not a good idea, I said. So Carol says, well, what are we going to do? We're running out of options here. I said, well, if we can't bring baby into our world, maybe baby can bring us into her world. I said, why don't we've got lots of money in the bank. I said, both of us. I said, why don't we uh, buy a prefabricated home, if this is okay with the dragons, I said, and we'll put it up in the cave. A complete one with in-floor heating, refrigerators, stoves, everything. Bathtubs, running water, all of that. How are we going to do that? And we can't even move ourselves, I said. She says, Carol. I said, well, we've got five houses there full of kids and a family. I said, they're going to have to help us put it in. So prefabricated home comes. Every wall is put together, right? Some long walls are like three sections, right? It was really well done. I did the research on this. This was almost a completely square home, right? And it had a gas fireplace in it and a wood fireplace in it. Each one, bathtub, uh, bathtub shower type thing, a nice kitchen with a wood stove in the kitchen in case something happened to the gas and we couldn't get any more. We had to improvise, right? But yeah, there was enough a hydro, overflowing hydro. We had air conditioner. We had everything we wanted, electricity wise, we could use. Vacuum cleaners, microwaves, all that stuff. That sucks a lot of power, right? Carol and I, we just stayed at the house while Elizabeth and their next door neighbor and the other 4 or 5 neighbors all went out and built this stuff for us and moved us in because we couldn't move from the apartment into it, right? So it was a funny move because we had to move our stuff from the apartment to Elizabeth's house, and then the the the, the dragons would take it from Elizabeth's house in. And what we did was is all the boxes and small stuff that we wanted to take. She didn't take everything, but she had a skid full of stuff. We shrink wrapped it, and he just grabbed onto that like I showed him where to grab, so not to break stuff on top. And he took off, flew in, and put it beside the home. Uh, when finally moved in, Carol and I are. I'm on White Wing's back, and she's on Baby's back, and we're flying to the cave, right? To finally live, because we've got food in the fridge there and everything. These people set us up pretty good. I think they realized that once we were dead, those houses are still going to be there, and maybe they come and live. Right? Always have a human there to protect those guys, to think like a human, to help protect the dragons. So Carol and I are standing outside of our homes, right? My home's about 100 feet from hers, right? I can see her standing at her front porch. I'm at my front, no lock, right? She walks in at the same time I do, And it's beautiful inside. It's clean. It's a regular house. And and I hear her screaming, right? So I yell over what's going on. She says, "It's too good for me." I said, "Gotta dirty it up a bit, right?" So Carol loved that place. She had curtains on the windows and doilies on everything. A nice tablecloth on the table, and she had her place. I said, "Come over and help me fix mine up like that." So she did. We were both very happy. Yeah. She uh, she had some of her family that she wanted to visit, so she would just fly to Elizabeth's place and then get in a taxi and go. Right? I said, you can't tell anybody where you live. She says, "Yeah, I'm trying to figure out cover story for that." Right? So, um, baby would bring a dead cow, a whole cow, and before everybody had their whack at it, Carol would walk over, because she was working at a butcher shop. She wasn't the butcher, but she knew how to dismantle a cow, right? So she'd come over and she'd cut her steaks off and put them in our freezers, and roast beef and all that stuff, and spare ribs for us. And that only took about a half a cow. The other half a cow was donated. I call it donated, but the bigger dragon would bite off a piece and give it to a little one, like this, and there'd be 3 or 4 dragons doing this, right? And the little ones would come up and they'd get a piece and run off. Another one would come up, get a piece and run off, till there was none left, right? Sometimes they had to get 2 cows, but usually one was enough for all of us. Now that would be enough food for me for the month. And these cows, they didn't come from somebody's ranch. They came from one of our 5 friends down at the corner on the road with us. He says, this one fellow, he says, "I can see you're going to need cows." He says, "I'm already in the business of cows." He says, "I'm going to do extra for you guys." And all he'd do is go and tie a cow up at this one spot on his property, and the next morning it was gone. He knew that cow was for Carol and I, plus the clan, who was protecting us. Oh yeah, they thought a lot of this guy. I think that was Dave that was doing that. He had a big piece of property. He used garden and cows, cow manure for the garden, right? So that's the way that scenario worked. And Carol and I said, "Carol, do you ever think about where you want to be buried?" She says, "Yeah, I want to be buried right over here, about 6 feet from where I am right now." I said, "That's exactly what I was thinking, the same thing." Right? So when we die, we're going to be buried there. So every thought, everything was perfect for Carol and I. Carol and I, we deeply appreciated this. We had regular visits with that. I call him Mega Dragon because he's a lot more than any of the other dragons, right? And we had talks with him about everything, philosophy, food, anything, man. He liked to talk. He was lonely, I think, right? He was he was lonely. I think the light from the cave came from him, this guy. So, well, that's it in a nutshell, everyone. Uh, I can't see anything else happening. Everything seems to be just great in their world. So we'll just sign off now. Now look at me looking at you, because I said that twice already. Yet here I am doing this one. So we'll see. But if you could like and subscribe and hit the notification bell, it'd be a good thing. And uh, check out my channel. May God bless everyone. Blessings, everyone. Have a good day. Bye-bye.